bags. Right now, we moving in two different directions, and if I don't speak up right now, I'm gonna be miserable.
Imagine believing you know everything about your family, only to have a single test change everything for you. Harris' world was completely upended by a simple DNA test. He believed he knew his roots, his bloodline, and the people closest to him, but he was blindsided by a truth he never anticipated. It wasn't just about science verifying relationships. It was about discovering a betrayal directly linked to the woman he trusted the most. Harris Yandy Smith. Not only did this startling discovery cast doubt on N's perception of his family, but it shattered emotional wounds that neither he nor Yandy anticipated. How do you move on when trust is fundamentally damaged? And what does this mean for their family's future? The emotional fallout wasn't limited to messes. It affected everyone, forcing difficult talks and unsaid truths, and most importantly, testing their relationship in ways neither of them could have anticipated. But what ultimately led to this tragic moment? Let's go back to where it all started.
Be the same. Don't mishandle me like that. Not when I give her the opportunity. If you ever get tired and it's become too much, then you're free. I think it would have been selfish of me to try to hold her in a relationship that she didn't want to be in. You're free. Anything can happen. People meet people, fall in love, and I didn't want to force somebody to go through something like that with me.
The fact that you always said to me, you don't have to do this. That was offensive.
When MC Harris and Yandy Smith Harris first appeared on Love and Hip Hop New York, fans were enamored with their romance. Yandy, a driven professional, and Mies, a charming family man, seemed like the ideal reality TV couple. Their journey was all about ambition, love, and perseverance through hardships. Their relationship became a true example of loyalty, especially when Mies got into some serious legal issues. His time in jail for drug charges truly put their bond to the test in ways that most couples would never have to endure, but Yandy was publicly supporting him and keeping their family strong while he served his time, even when he was away. Yandy raised their children and handled their blended family like a pro. Fans admired how they tackled life's challenges together, from their playful teasing to those touching moments on screen. They were portrayed as an inspirational couple built on love and resiliency, but behind all the smiles and sweet moments, there were cracks that neither of them really acknowledged until it was too late. Then came the shocking twist. Mendeecees chose to take a DNA test. As a man who prided himself on being a loving father, the news that he wasn't the biological father of one of his children was a huge blow. His family's trust was destroyed, and he was left reeling, unable to comprehend how this had slipped by him and how the woman he trusted the most could keep such a big secret. Fallout wasn't only about biology. It was also about honesty and trust, and Mendeecees felt totally taken aback and upset by the DNA results and what they signified for his relationship with Yandy. Now seemed to be disintegrating. Looking back, he began to notice indications that something wasn't quite right. In hindsight, he started to piece things together and noticed that Yandy was acting differently at times. She seemed aloof or overly defensive when certain topics came up. At the time, he dismissed these moments as minor misunderstandings, but after the DNA results, he realized that her occasional evasiveness wasn't random. At times, she avoided talking about their child's past or changed the topic, even though he didn't want to think she could conceal the truth. As more information became available, it became evident that the DNA test was only the beginning, which caused him to reconsider those warning signs. Mendeecees learned that the betrayal went beyond the outcome. It was about Yandy's decisions to keep this information secret, which felt like a major betrayal of their partnership. The situation wasn't just about the test. It was about the openness and trust that their relationship was supposed to be based on. It was also about what else could be kept secret and what other truths might surface. Mendeecees found himself doubting everything he believed he knew about Yandy and their life together, all of these rumors and other things that people were saying. It's what I've been saying the entire time. I don't know that girl. I just ordered a drink. If the whole DNA drama wasn't enough, things took a turn that left Mendeecees questioning everything. He discovered that he wasn't the biological father of one of his children, which was a huge blow. But then he discovered something that hit him even harder. Rumors of a betrayal began to circulate about Yandy having an affair. And this time, there was actual proof. Text messages and other shady evidence that showed a betrayal that went far beyond the DNA test. For me, it felt like a gut punch to realize that Yandy, whom he had always supported through thick and thin, could be involved in something like this. Had developed over the years, particularly during his time in prison, felt like a flimsy illusion. This revelation sent Mendeecees on an emotional roller coaster. Anger was the first emotion he experienced. He felt betrayed not only as a partner, but also as a man who had elevated Yandy. Heartbreak followed, leaving him to wonder if their love was genuine or merely a front. Not only did the betrayal hurt, but the fallout Mendeecees felt humiliated, especially because their relationship was so public. Every narrative has two sides, but the scrutiny that followed its demise caused even more suffering. What did Yandy have to say about all of this? When the rumors of the affair surfaced, Yandy didn't just sit back and say that things weren't as simple as they appeared. She said that their relationship had been struggling long before the DNA test or the rumors of the affair. She said that the stress of raising children, balancing careers, and dealing with M's legal issues had taken a toll on their bond. She claimed to have known that the emotional distance created vulnerabilities they never really dealt with, and she accepted responsibility for her mistakes. Although not everyone agreed with Yandy's perspective, some felt that she was merely attempting to defend the unreasonable. Mendeecees implied that he had contributed to the breakdown of their relationship, and this attempt to divide the responsibility only served to exacerbate the conflict with Mendeecees' conviction that he had been utterly devoted. Others recognized the complexity of long-term relationships under stress, and many shared her viewpoint.
So remember, you can see me anytime you want. I'm gonna call you as much as possible.
The couple wasn't the only ones affected by the drama. Their kids, who were always their first priority, ended up in the middle of it all. The shocking news completely upended their home, leaving them unaware of what was happening and confused. Even their extended family felt the heat, including Mez and Yandy's relatives, who had always been there for them, helped raise the children, and were left unsure of what to do. Some tried to play peacemaker and bring the couple back together, while others took sides, which only made things more chaotic. Fans who had previously supported M and Yandy as a power couple now had different perspectives on the drama. Some felt a great deal of sympathy for Mendeecees since he was the one who was harmed, while others were quick to criticize Yandy for her decisions, but others sympathized with her, particularly given the strain of being in the public eye. This wasn't simply a couple breaking up. It was a series of trust problems, heartbreak, and media attention that destroyed their once happy family.
Look, it's part of the Frost cult right here. I know that's right.
Yeah, you met Mendeecees?
I don't look familiar to you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
Well, that's interesting.
Whoa.
She worked at the same bar as me, and you have been to both of our bars before.
I came there for liquor, not girls.
That sounds like a very messy issue. Not only did Mand and Yandy have to deal with betrayal, but when their problems surfaced on social media, the entire world was engrossed in their drama. Fans were everywhere, dissecting every little detail, and people were supporting Yandy and sympathizing with her difficult situation. Others were adamantly supporting Mies, claiming that he was the true victim in this case. One user wrote, "This is why you shouldn't put your relationship on TV. It just adds pressure." I used to adore Mendeecees and Yandy as a couple, but this is so sad. How can you even move on from this? For them, it was much more than a private mess. It was like a reality show with millions of viewers. The constant made their struggles even more difficult, and they felt compelled to speak up because they knew that remaining silent could result in a lot of assumptions. While Yandy was being severely beaten, Mendeecees' anguish was evident, even if he may have had some supporters encouraging him. What's next for Mendeecees and Yandy? Is this the end of their story or just the beginning of something new? They've built a life and family together and are going through some serious ups and downs, but trust is everything in a relationship, and once it's broken, it's difficult to fix. Mendeecees can put forth a lot of work to heal those deep wounds. Only time will tell what happens next. If they decide to separate, which would be extremely difficult, but might give them both a chance to heal on their own, how will they handle co-parenting in such a messy situation? And how do they keep their kids safe from all the public drama? Dee's really forgiven the betrayal and the emotional roller coaster, and can Yandy show she's committed to making things right and rebuilding their connection? If you were in their position, what would you do? Leave a comment and let us know if you believe that love can truly overcome all obstacles, or if some betrayals are simply too difficult to overcome. For Mies and Yandy, their story isn't finished yet, but at its heart are themes that we can all identify with: trust issues, the difficulty of forgiving, and the pain of betrayal.